Welcome to Board Games Daddy. Today I bring a Martin Wallace game. It's Wildlands. Wild game today. Um, but before going in, I would love and I feel truly excited to show you what is inside. But just to remind you that we are almost at the 3,000 subscribers. So don't forget to hit that like button, share it with friends in Telegram, WhatsApp, Messengers, Tinders, Bumbles. And don't forget to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button to be part of this community and see all the content that I'll bring for this game and more games. So, what is Wildlands? I would like to show you the back because the box on the side it's not that interesting. It's just plain purple and Wildlands mentioned there. And on the other side you don't see much, but this is a skirmish game where you'll fight with your army of miniatures in a map and using cards. Okay, so without further ado, let me show what is inside Wildlands. So, a note before I remove the box cover from camera is that the image and the characters that you hear here, those are really the characters that you will be fighting with. So you'll have the magicians troupe, you'll have the fighters, you'll have the gnomes, and you'll have the balanced group, which give like melee and range and some magic. So there are different ways for you to play, and I will show you the differences. Starting with the manual. Okay, a bit of overview of the manual. Here immediately you can see the difference with the names of the different armies that the game brings. There's also some expansions for this game which bring more armies. I'll have some of this content in my next video, so another reason for you to subscribe to see that. But I don't own all the content for Wildlands. I'm still after some things, more armies, more maps, etc. But some of them I'll bring to the channel, so stay tuned. The guild will be the magicians. We'll see these guys. The lawbringers will be what I believe the balanced type of things, type of army. Then the nomads, they have lots of mobility around the map, and then the pit fighters are the specialists in close combat in melee. They are deadly in melee. Oh, I'm just seeing that there is some lore here that describes what's happening. The great darkness rose up to destroy the world, and it succeeded in a way. Okay, so it's now something bad happens and everyone needs to fight against themselves to get the crystals. Characters, action cards, then the description on how the map works. I'll show you with some details, how you play the cards, and then the different types of attacks. Maybe I can give you an overview right now how it works. So we'll have melee attacks and heavy melee, that you need to be adjacent to the character, you need to be in the same space as the other character to attack. Then ranged and heavy range, you can attack from a distance. And there's the concept of line of sight, so you need to have a clear line of sight. We'll see how that works in the map. Then there are also the magic attacks, which are area attacks that deal damage to everyone, including you and your troops there. If you do that kamikaze suicidal attack, then you can respond to attacks with shields to protect you and cover. Some places give you cover, so you can use the cover in certain places. Then rally is a way for you to move more than one troop at the same time, and some characters can fly, like the owl and the witch. They can fly and move faster throughout the map. And this is the magic of this game, which is how you defend from attacks. So if you get a melee attack, you can defend also with a melee. You don't give damage, you just block the other, like a parry. You parry the attack you get from. Even if it's a strong one, just a simple one can parry that. Then from a ranged side, if you get some arrows in your direction, you can use a shield to protect yourself. Shield that you cannot use against melee attack, go figure. And then cover. You can hide behind something and that's it. Then the magic attack, you cannot cover because it damages everything in the area, but you can use a shield, so you can hide behind, you can cover yourself behind the shield, but you cannot use cover in the map. So also something that is very strange. But that's it. That's the pyramid of, again here, the pyramid of the rock Caesar rock, paper, scissors things in terms of the different attacks and defenses. Cool. So there's a big map here, which I'm going to put here, but I prefer to show the miniatures first. Just open. A good thing with this map is it's double-sided, so on one side you have like the outside arena with high ground, etc. And then here this is just a plain level. There is less line of sight, but no high ground, low ground. Okay, and the numbers that you see are the numbers for each of these sections. So here the 7 is between this line and that line, and here this one would be the 10, the 13, the 30, etc. And in the beginning you have some cards that I'll show you where you choose where your characters will spawn. Not spawn, well, yeah, spawn once like they are revealed there. And you can choose when to reveal, but you are forced to reveal one character every turn, so for the game to move forward. So you need to strategically think where to spawn, and then with the remaining cards you decide where your crystals, which are the points that you need to gather, will pop up as well. So you are limited to there's a drafting mechanism here, so you first choose the cards for the respawn, or the spawn, sorry, and then you get the remaining cards from the other players, and those are the ones that you need to choose your crystals, and that's it. So you're forced to use those. In terms of line of sight, so here, for example, from here I can shoot an arrow there, and if there is the straight line between the central number of one place to the central number of the other one, there's nothing blocking, you can hit anyone there. So there's line of sight here, there would be line of sight from the 6 there, there will be a line of sight from the 6 to 13. So really powerful, the ranged attackers in certain places in the map, so use them wisely. But here, for example, I could not shoot from the 10 to the 30, although I could be here. At least this. Oh, I can. Oh, I can. Definitely, I can. But I cannot shoot there. See? There's a wall here, so that won't work. And then some numbers are white, some of them are black. The black ones are places where you have a cover. So you have a cover card that you can use. This one here. You can hide yourself from a ranged attack. In this case would be, I guess, behind the well, or you could hide in the corner here, or if you look carefully into the map you can see some objects here. For example, you could hide behind the cauldron or something, right? There's always something there that could justify hiding behind. And then since we are looking at the map, then on the other side you also have something which is important. Some places they have like these arrows for you to move into. That means higher ground. So you need to spend two movement actions in order to climb, but only one normal movement to go down. The advantage of the higher ground is that you cannot be targeted from below, but you can target from up down. Okay, or you can have a ranged guy here, and that ranged guy could attack another high ground anywhere, like this or that. Okay, but if you are in the ground, you can throw magic up there and do a area attack. So quite a few nuances in the rules that you need to be aware of. But once you play the first time, I guess you will get everything because it's not that complex. Then in the box, you have these two inserts that I'll put side by side, where you have the 4 armies. The insert is good, although it has a lot of empty spaces, which I don't understand why exactly, because everything seems to have their own place. Looked like there was something coming to add, but I haven't seen anything to add here. So, well, without any special order, I'm just going to show you each of these armies. So these are the crystals that you get for every army, the ones that you need to collect to get the 5 points. Whoever gets the 5 points wins. But you can also kill all the characters and they are worth 1 point. So indeed you can win by mixing killing characters, killed characters, and crystals. If you get to 5 with both of them, you are the winner. Okay, and then every army have 5 cards which represent the 5 fighters, and apparently I'm missing one here. There it is. Okay, so there is an interesting thing here, which is there's also for every army, and I'm going to lower the camera now to show you this. Okay, so in every army there is this reference guide that on one side you have the paper, rock, scissors type of thing for attacking and defending, and then on the other side you have the number of cards for each character. So each character has their own symbol. See the Minotaur here? Minotaur. You know that you have 10 cards for the Minotaur, and 4 of them will be normal melee attack, 3 of them will be, or there will be 3 heavy attacks, no range for the Minotaur. By the way, the Minotaur is called Matilda, so it's a she. And then she will have 2 covers and 1 shield, and that's it. That's Matilda, a heavy fighter, heavy damage that covers from time to time, and that's it. Okay, but the interesting thing that some people don't know is that if you look at this order and you put down, let's see if I can do that on camera. So you put the sword, the guy with the sword, and then you put Matilda. Where's Matilda? Here. And then you put the sheriff. So the sheriff is Johnny. And then you put James, the crossbow guy. And finally, the one with the hood, Moira. There's an image that there's a scene there that you see. They are like in a prison, and they are all aligned, and you can see the background perfectly together. Isn't it funny? And then they are in the same order as you can see there. So Afan would be this guy. I like the miniatures. The miniatures are good. Look at that. They are good. Afan here. Then the second one will be Matilda. By the way, this is their life 5. And these are here. You see those cubes, the red cubes, those are like hit points. So if they get 5 or more, they die. At 5 they die. There's Johnny with the club. Jamie with the crossbow. And I'm taking a lot of time here with this first army, but the other ones will be faster. And this is Moira here. Moira. You see there? There's Moira. Okay, so these dudes will be going around the map and attacking other dudes from other factions. And how do you attack? Yes, I haven't explained. Because you have this deck. This is your deck, the deck from the Lawbringers, these guys, to do your magic. So you'll have certain cards in your hand. In the end of the turn, you draw 3. You can only have maximum 7 cards in your hand. So if you need to draw, but you already have 7, you don't draw. And then when you can use any card, as many cards as you want during your turn, and you can move the characters that have a symbol here. So I could move Matilda once because I have the horns here. But I can also use this card for Matilda to do an attack. You see, there's the attack attached to Matilda, so she can attack. Or James could do a regular range attack. Or I could use this card for any of the characters to use a shield. So there are several decisions that you need to take and manage your card accordingly. And all the cards are different. You see, although there's one character there, with a drawing, the card would fit many characters at the same time. You see Matilda, there's Matilda there, but also can move a fan, or anyone could have a shield. And your deck is a combination of all these cards. Especially these ones are different. So this is a wild movement. You can move any character. You can draw 2 cards, or you can interrupt the other player. Interrupting means that when the player does something, you can play this card on your on his player turn, and you can say, hey, so now after that, I'm going to play something, you do your action, and then the active player returns and continues to do something. So it's good for you to move away, for you to attack in between, just to affect the other player. And your action could be also affected by another interrupt from another player. Yeah, so there may be a chain of interruptions between everyone that needs to be processed and go back everything to the first original player. And that's it. That's the deck. That's how we play. Then one final thing that I haven't told you is that when you need to pick a crystal from the ground, you need to use three cards of the same character. So if I want to pick something with Matilda, If I wanted to, if Matilda was on a place in the map with a crystal and I wanted to pick that crystal up, I would need to use like this, 3 cards with Matilda to pick it up. Okay. And another thing is, if you have characters that died, imagine that Matilda had died, I could use a Matilda card with, I could use her symbol to move any other character, okay, that I have. So those are the Lawbringers. So let's put everything back and just show you a little bit of the remaining armies. So yeah, I took everything out from the Lawbringers, so I'm gonna be faster with the other ones. So here you have the gnomes, the nomads. Just showing you the miniatures. I'm going to show you alongside the cards. Okay, so there it is. You already know that you can form a big picture with them side by side. So you have this guy, which is a C-3PO guy, or the guy from Invincible, which is a robot. Looks like a robot. It's this guy, so a ranged character, as you can see. Very good ranged character with a crossbow. Then you have Tak, which is a gnome, female gnome with a big rifle. So another ranged guy, a girl. Then you have a strangest character of them all, the spider, mechanical spider gnome, which is called Elsie. But maybe my eyes, but it looks like a boy. So, and Elsie for me, it's a female name. So that's sure that's a man's shirt, right? Would you say that's a boy? Do you, do you think differently? Please tell me in comments where I'm missing here. And then Gino, which is the mechanical ranch gnome, also melee fighter, a bit more of melee. And the last one would be not a gnome but a goblin, Shiv. So goblins and gnomes, they go side by side here in this game. That's Shiv. Looks like a carpenter or someone that does repair. Okay, and what is the difference for this faction here is that characters have a different spread, less cover. You see, there are no covers, only wild covers. A good split between, you see, 18 melee and 21 ranged. Lots of rally, the faction that has more rally, so these guys move more together and faster because of the rally. So that must influence the way you play, because you need to leverage on these guys' abilities for sure. Then, my favorite one so far, the pit fighters, the guys for melee damage. Which are these guys here? Let me show you. Starting with, they all look like exactly what they do. Karak, the guy, hopefully a orc or a lady orc. Now I'm confused because, you know, nowadays you never know if they're pushing the agenda, the woke agenda or not, even for orc fighters. So yeah, that's Karak. Look at the axe. Lots of big damage. Then Shizuk, another guy that looks like a magician, right? the strongest magician around. That fist with some spikes should be very friendly to the opponent's faces. Oh, then Marie, double dagger elf. So yeah, well, she looks very weak, very small, but a dangerous fighter with 2 knives. Then Conrad, it's like a wolf man with 2 axes, double-axed character. That will slice you a lot. And this character is unknown. No one knows who he is, because he is using that helmet there. So there is unknown. This guy is unknown to everyone, because people called him unknown. You got the joke there, right? He's unknown to everyone because his name is unknown, right? Yeah. Okay, So here you see no range, no magic, no rally, no fly, just pure swashbuckling, 35 attacks and around 30 defenses. You either are attacking or you are defending, and that's it. That's it. There's even this guy, the fist guy. He doesn't care about defending. He's just like, hey, I'm gonna be continuously earthing you with punches. That's it. And last but not the least, but probably the most difficult one to play in my opinion, before going there, just to show you the cards that you use for the respawn, these numbers, and that's it. So these guys are the magicians, and what I see from the magicians is that this is the magical, they are very weak, very weak. You can see by their life, right? It's 2, 3, 3, 2. So this one could die with an heavy attack, and that's it. And they have this guy, which is the strongest in the game in terms of life, which has 7 to compensate for the weakness of the others. So it seems like this guy needs to be on the front, absorbing all the hits, and the magicians need to be hidden away, throwing magic from distance, flying around, because these are the only ones that could fly. And who they are, so you have the owl character, which is called Hugo. Strange name, not sure what's the reference here. Hugo. Then the witch, this is like the Harry Potter kind of faction, right? Edith, a normal witch that brings the broom, and she also flies around the map if needed. Then Garen has a crystal ball. It's like a sorcerer or wizard with a crystal ball that apparently looks like it could shock you. And we also get that impression from, look at that, now you can see it, you can see again the box cover, and you can recognize some of these characters. Like there's Garen with the crystal ball, shocking. There's Hugo, the fist guy, the guy with the wrench, the wolf, the witch with the broom, unknown guy there, right? And this is like shocking. And Gretchen. Gretchen is a hag, looks like those ugly witches. Look at her. Only 2 life. And then you have Blanc, which is the guy with the biggest mini in the game. And I'm carrying what is this? It's like a coffin, or no, not a coffin. It's what's the name of the thing? It's a big chest. He's carrying a big chest with all the magic items inside, because I'm the carrying monster for the magicians. And what I think this guy is like an enchanted armor. There's nothing inside the armor. It's like a magic armor walking, right? There's no person except magical running this guy. So it's super cool. It's like a golem or something. Super cool. Super cool. Isn't it funny? I find this funny. And let's see who these guys are. There are some melee, but I think there's some melee on the weaker wizards, but I guess that melee is only for you to defend against yourself. So if someone attacks you with a melee, you need to defend with a melee as well. So I guess this is like defending, because the only true melee attacks that exist are on long here. 5 normal, 4 super high. This is the damage dealer from melee combat. And then they almost have almost all of them have, wait a second, magic attacks. The owl doesn't have any magic attack, but he has 4 flying. So the owl would be the guy that moves around fast, and the rest of these cards are defensive. It's like hiding away, or you can do 3 attacks, but you could save them to defend probably. And the witch also flies away, so this guy flies even more because he's a owl. He needs to fly. No range, nothing on range, only magical and defending. See, very different, very different. You really need to shift your mindset when playing with these characters and these factions, because they are all different. You cannot depart immediately into melee fighting with everyone, because that will not go well. So you need to plan carefully. And that's it. So I hope you have liked. This is 25 minutes of base game Wildlands. But I truly invite you then to subscribe and to leave that like, because I'm going to bring you more content in the next videos for Wildlands. So make sure that you're part of this by subscribing, and I hope to see you in those videos. Thank you very much, and goodbye.